to today's shuttle tragedy, including one of the first shuttle astronauts and a teacher who could have been on board.
They're burning the midnight oil at the State House tonight with some progress on a bill that's been the center of controversy. And why are law enforcement officials cracking down on X-rated videos? We'll have a special report. Bob Gregory has some snow in the AccuWeather forecast.
And Don Hine tells us about one new coach in the NFL today and another tomorrow. News Center 13 update is next.
Things are disappearing fast at Highland Superstores because now through Thursday night, Highland is having its pre-inventory clean sweep sale, and hundreds of items are reduced. Like the Sharp cable-ready VHS video recorder with wireless remote, just $297, and this Toshiba Touch microwave oven with 9 power levels, just $169. By Thursday night, we expect 9,000 deals to be swept away. When the dust clears, there won't be anything left. The Highland Clean Sweep Sale, now through Thursday.
For superior soybean weed control that costs up to $7 per acre less than Lasso or Dual, Sonoland. So flexible you can soil mix it in 1 tillage pass or 2. So weatherproof it works if it rains too much or too little. So effective it controls tough weeds, even helps fight nightshade clear through harvest. And yet it won't carry over to injure next year's corn, milo, or wheat. Yes, soybeans and Sonoland. They're made for each other.
Now, we're just as patriotic as the next guy, but we've got taxes, only here in Indiana. Now they start with a T and it rhymes with a C and it stands for Chevy. Every year about this time, the tax man so inclined comes by our place, looks us in the face, and he lays it on the line. He says, my friend, I'm going to levy a tax that's really heavy, but we won't fail. We'll have a sale on every brand new Chevy. So you come in today, save on any Chevrolet. That's your Central Indiana Chevy dealers now.
It's 11 o'clock. Parents, do you know where your children are?
Tonight, live from the News Center of Indiana, this is News Center 13 Update with Cameron Harper, Kerry Jackson, Bob Gregory's exclusive AccuWeather, and Don Hine Sports.
Good evening, everyone. Hoosiers share the national sense of loss tonight, that stunned, empty feeling after watching the explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger and the loss of 7 astronauts. Beautiful and routine. Space flight, one of the great events of our lifetime, had become routine. The launch was normal until one terrible moment.
Engines throttling up, 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go with throttle up.
Roger, go with throttle up. 1 minute, 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
Hoosier astronaut Joe Allen was visibly shaken as he reacted to a tragedy he called inevitable.
It is inevitable that sooner or later an accident happens. One about to go into space does not dwell on that. You've dealt with it in your mind many, many weeks, if not months, if not years before. Were I given the choice to do it again, I would go again.
Allen was friends with 5 of the Challenger astronauts. He's a veteran of 2 space shuttle flights and knows the accident will have a profound effect on the space program.
It's clearly going to bring it to a halt in terms of ongoing flights. That does not mean it will come to a halt in terms of reconstructing what happened and taking measures to prevent it from ever happening again.
Despite the success of 24 previous shuttle missions, Allen says the tragedy shows that the road to space is still very dangerous indeed. And Allen says he doesn't think ejection seats or any other escape method would have saved the astronauts. Kerry?
The 7 crew members lost in today's explosion were very close to a couple living in West Lafayette. 34-year-old Robert Forster was a finalist to be the first teacher in space. Today, Forster and his wife talked with the News Center's Bill Gebhardt.
The people of West Lafayette began lowering their flags to half-mast immediately after they heard the tragedy, particularly the people of Cumberland School. This is where astronaut hopeful and teacher Robert Forster instructs. Forster and his wife returned home from Cape Canaveral last night, and he says the shock may never be fully realized.
Disbelief. It's
because we've seen so many shuttle launches go up with no problems, and you just assume that they're going to be okay.
Forster, like 14 astronauts, graduated from the Purdue School of Aeronautics. Although no one from Purdue was aboard the shuttle, the tragedy has special meaning. The school is located here in Grissom Hall. It's named for Gus Grissom, who graduated from here and died 19 years ago in a simulated launch of Apollo 1 at Cape Canaveral. Absolutely. For Forster, as Krista McCullough was being selected to be the first teacher aboard the shuttle, they worked closely together.
I worked with Krista, of course, during the summer and going through the training, the selection process, and we kept in touch so that we could coordinate our efforts for teaching the lessons on board.
Forster's wife, Lee, also deeply feels the loss. She's thinking about McCullough's young daughter, who didn't want her mother to go into space.
It's a tragedy. It's a pure tragedy. You've lost 7 wonderful people who've pursued a dream, and, you know, there's no explanation for a loss of lives.
In spite of today's loss, both Forster and his wife want the program to go on. For Lee, she knows sometimes pioneers are lost. For Robert, should he be selected, he knows NASA won't put up the shuttle unless it's safe. From West Lafayette, Bill Gephardt, News Center 13.
This is the second time that astronauts have given their lives for the American exploration of space. 19 years ago yesterday, 3 men died at Cape Kennedy, and Don Ellison has a comparison of the impact then and now.
On January 27, 1967, the American space program was still in its infancy. The first Apollo flight was less than a month away, and the 3 astronauts who would ride the Saturn I rocket into space, Virgil Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee, were going through a dress rehearsal in the capsule when a flash fire broke out. Fueled by a pure oxygen atmosphere, it consumed the astronauts in a matter of seconds. It was the first time tragedy touched the U.S. space program, and today in Gus Grissom's hometown, Mitchell, Indiana, the national mood was aptly reflected. It was cold and gray and quiet.
I had one thought today that Colonel Grissom quote of his that the exploration of space was the risk of life. It cost him his life, and as it has the people on board today.
Don Caudell grew up with Gus Grissom and spearheaded the drive to build the Grissom Memorial in Mitchell. 19
years ago, the space program was in its infancy, so to speak, and I think most of us realized that there was considerable danger involved, and during the ensuing years, it's become old hat.
Some of Gus Grissom's family still live in Mitchell, which is just south of Bedford. His parents were taking refuge today in their small frame house on Grissom Avenue, and Brother Norman, who owns the newspaper, also declined to be interviewed, but it was apparent in his eyes that today's disaster hit very close to the hearts of Grissom family members. Don Ellison, News Center 13, update.
Tonight, Americans are mourning the loss of the 7 crew members on board the Challenger. As word of the tragedy spread across central Indiana, flags were lowered to half-staff. President Reagan called those killed in the shuttle explosion national heroes.
We're so upset at Herb for not coming to Burger King, we're offering a special deal on burgers to everybody but Herb. Just say,
I'm not Herb. I'm not Herb.
And get a regular burger for 39 cents or a cheeseburger for 49 cents.
I'm not Herb. I'm not Herb. I'm not Herb.
And what if your name happens to be Herb? Just say,
I'm not the Herb you're looking for.
That's a burger for just 39 cents, cheeseburger for 49 cents. Just for saying...
Now's the time to save on that new Nissan car or truck you've been wanting. See your Indiana Nissan dealer today and save hundreds during our 1986 tax sale. Plus, get closeout savings on all new Nissan trucks and selected cars. It's 2 great sales in one. You can save hundreds during our 86 tax sale. Plus, you can save even thousands with closeout prices on all trucks and selected cars. Get twice the savings now during our 86 tax sale plus at your Indiana Nissan dealer.
Whether you want performance or style, you can find it and more in America's best-selling mid-sized car, Celebrity. Move into more. Move into Chevrolet Celebrity. Drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy. Celebrity. Chevy announces 7.9% financing on new Chevy Cavaliers, Novas, and four-cylinder Celebrities. Save up to $1,340 on Chevy Celebrity, $1,210 on Chevy Nova, $1,260 on Cavalier. See your Chevy dealer.
The controversial license branch reform bill finally came up for a vote in the Indiana House of Representatives tonight. A stripped version of Governor Orr's original bill was debated tonight. Bill Foster has more now as he joins us live from the State House. Bill, what happened?
Cameron, as you said, finally it happened. The House of Representatives just recessed within the hour after a full day of hearing bills. It all began here at the State House at 9 o'clock this morning. And as I said, they just ended with some movement finally on the license branch reform. The stripped-down bill would prohibit contributions from license branch funds to political parties, and it would remove political contributions from personalized plates, putting those funds into local road repairs. Some Democrats don't want to see funds taken from their coffers to be used for roads, and further, they're calling this mere window dressing that doesn't bring about true reform.
Correct. I find nothing in here that says none of the $15,357,818 that was collected in branch fees in 1984 could not be used for contributions to any political party. Simply, what I read it to say is that the first check drawn out of that branch account cannot go to the political party.
It's a stab into the Democratic Party because we uncovered this whole thing to begin with.
Well, Representative Richard Dellinger called the Democratic response, and I'm using his emphasis, bull-oney. He says that no Democrat wanted to help co-sponsor the bill, and until they found out that the money would be taken away from them on the personalized license plate issue. The final vote passed that bill on to the Senate 61-39. And in other bills, the Senate passed a bill that would allow minors in Marion County restaurants serving alcohol if they're accompanied by an adult. And fetal remains in another bill would have to be buried or cremated. Well, tomorrow will be another long day. 150 bills are eligible for final House action, and we'll be here for that. I'm Bill Foster reporting live from the State House.
All right, Bill, we'll see you tomorrow.
Indiana officials today are welcoming a Japanese firm as one of the state's newest corporate citizens. Governor Robert Orr says Alpine Electronics of America will initially invest $11 million in a new Greenwood plant. The electronics manufacturing firm produces car stereos. Cameron?
The forthcoming trials of family video stores charged with distributing obscene material are seen as test cases. How far can Indiana's obscenity law be pushed? But as Tom Cochran reports tonight, law enforcement believes there is another reason to crack down.
From the production to the distribution of video pornography, there is increasingly the specter of the mafia.
We know that certainly that organized crime is involved in the video industry.
That is an assessment shared by the prosecutor.
I am concerned about two additional issues. One is the influence nationally of organized crime in the distribution of pornography, and the second is those studies that reflect that violent obscenity, not erotica, not nudity, but violent obscenity leads to callousness and other violent sexual acts.
Police say they have seen an increase in the types of crimes portrayed in the videos.
Along those same lines, we have even made arrests on people, rapists, for example, that have first viewed a film of that nature and then went out and acted out those scenes with women and even children.
That is one of the reasons decency groups say they have pushed for the crackdown.
This is my concern. What does this do to our children? Does it reduce their innocence level?
Defendants in these cases believe they have a legitimate concern.
They view it as censorship quite properly, and they do feel picked upon.
And Kamen says the prosecutor is being manipulated by special interests.
I think the heart of the problem is the prosecutor's attempts to impose the views of a special interest group on the citizens of Marion County.
The impact of this divisive debate and a look at a possible new law tomorrow night. Tom Cochran, News Center 13 Update.
Coming next from the News Center, Bob Gregory with some white stuff in the AccuWeather forecast.
Oh, boy, something to look forward to. And Don Hines says bye-bye to the Bears' defense.
With news for Anderson, Martinsville, and all of central Indiana, this is News Center 13 Update.
The children, all the ball games and the ballet lessons are just a blur. When we look back, what we remember most is the drinking. It ran our lives. No wonder children of alcoholics tend to become alcoholics too. That's why everyone in the family gets help at St. Francis Family Resource Center, not just the one who drinks too much. We got help from St. Francis in time for our family. Won't you call on St. Francis for help?
It's winter dealin' days at your Mazda dealers. And extra inventory means extra savings throughout the showroom. Right now, your Mazda dealer has his largest supply of 626s ever, so he's really in a dealing mood. And if you buy a 626 now, any one option that's on it is yours for half price. So get to your Mazda dealers while the getting's good. But hurry, winter dealing days end soon.
See Tom Roush Mazda, Speedway Mazda, and Tom Wood Mazda today.
Crime Stoppers. So far, more than 200 felony arrests, more than $250,000 in stolen goods and contraband recovered. Crime Stoppers. It works. Become a Crime Stopper.
You only have 11 hours. This Wednesday only at Fredder Appliance. 11 hours to save on appliances, TVs, and stereos.
Like this 19-inch color portable TV, just $157. A Sharp Touch Control Carousel Microwave, $187. A Toshiba front-load VHS video recorder, $297.
Only 11 hours. This Wednesday only at Fredder Appliance. Be there before the savings end at 9 p.m.
Only 11 hours to get these low Fredder prices before time runs out.
I gotta get off. My dad's expecting a call. Uh-oh, I gotta go. My dad's expecting a call.
Listen, I better get off. Haley's expecting an important call.
Yeah, right. I'm glad you finally got through.
Why not get call waiting from Indiana Bell? That way the call you're waiting for can get through even if someone's on the phone.
You don't know what you've been missing from Indiana.
Bob Gregory's weather carries the seal of approval from the American Meteorological Society.
I don't know about you, but I can tell you I don't want any of what's coming.
Me neither.
It's no big deal. It's just a little white, though, and it really is a very fast-moving system, so we're not going to accumulate a great deal of snow, but some parts of Indiana, indeed, should turn a little white here overnight in central sections and in the northern part of the state. Our Weather Service radar, just in the last couple of hours now, is really seeming to display a little more moisture in there. Kokomo northward toward the Logansport area over Marion, and then south of the metro area between Seymour and Vernon. Now, some of this moisture may actually still be in the cloud bases and not reaching the ground, but it's giving indication that it will break out, and we think here certainly by after midnight. Snowfall, 1.6 so far for the month. Now, 6 inches is the normal during January, so we've got to make up for lost ground. Bill Niehoff says winds out of the south, and the old thermometer is going up. Well, he's right. Going up slowly, but it is increasing. At 5 and 6 o'clock, we're at 18 degrees. We're up to 20 now, both at the airport and downtown. Humidity at 74%, and we are getting that southerly breeze, so the temperatures are going to rise. Out of the southeast at 10. Pressure, that's falling a bit now, 2980. Our low for the day, that occurred at midnight, was 1, and the high so far, 20 degrees, so we may eke out another degree yet. From the satellite's viewpoint, here's what's going on now. Lots of clouds, low cloudiness, and moisture through the Great Lakes region. Lots of sunshine, very dry conditions down in this area. For some spots, about 45 days. No precipitation in parts of Texas. Another system back over my head. But on the weather map, here's what's going on as far as our influencing factor is concerned. This warm front now, so we're getting the southerly push, and snow flurries here, where heavier snow being maybe 2 inches, and that really is about it. Up at Sault Ste. Marie and Pellston, Michigan, the coolest in the nation with 28 degrees the low. Speaking of cool things, freeze warning again for Florida. Take a look at what happened this morning. 24 records in all were set in the southeastern part of the country. Fort Myers with 31 and Asheville, North Carolina with 2 below. What's going to happen out here today? Look at these, all record high temperatures. So what a contrast we have over the country. Tomorrow morning now, the front continuing to move through our areas, so there'll be some snow, but by tomorrow night, all will be gone. High pressure moving in. It's a mixture of both Arctic and Pacific air, so cooler but not real blasting as far as the chill is concerned. Those are the temperature areas. For us, flurries should move out by midday, and temperatures will stay a little more pleasant. So my AccuWeather forecast, intermittent snow accumulating around an inch, perhaps 2 inches, with the best chance of that to our north. Temperatures continuing to rise slowly. Some snow in the morning, variably cloudy skies, a few flurries with a 27-degree high in the afternoon tomorrow, clearing and quite cold tomorrow night, anywhere from 6 to 12 above. And then as we look toward the weekend, partly sunny, great day on Thursday, 27. Another system could bring some snow for us on Friday, and then for, well, the weekend right now. We'll kind of play peekaboo with Old Salt, and we'll go in the mid-30s for both days. But tomorrow morning, some snow and 23 degrees at 8 o'clock. That's it.
I was going to say, I have the Super Bowl combatants in the news again tonight, only for different reasons. Could this be the end of a legend? It could very well be. We'll be back with Don Hines Sports right after this.
What kind of chew can take on Levi Garrett?
I try a lot of tobaccos. Granger Select is good and moist all the way through. A quality chew.
I've never had a fresher tobacco. It's a good leaf.
This is good stuff. I'm enjoying the daylight out of this.
I chewed everything, and I especially like Granger Select because it's one good, clean chewing tobacco.
Try new Granger Select. Taste the quality. We think you'll say,
I'm going to make Granger Select my chew.
Imagine yourself at Red Lobster. For a limited time, you can create your own crab legs and seafood feast. Imagine tantalizing snow crab legs and sizzling shrimp scampi. Or crab legs and savory stuffed flounder. Or crab legs and one of 11 luscious choices. Seafood lovers, create your own crab legs and seafood feast at Red Lobster now.
It's Magnavox annual sale time again, and that's big news. Magnavox offers high-quality, state-of-the-art products that can stand up to close inspection, with features like our new flat square picture tube, built-in stereo capability, and more. Also, for a limited time, we're offering factory rebates of up to $200 on selected models. So don't wait. This is not just any sale.
see quality Magnavox products at Greg's Appliance.
Hi again, everyone. Las Vegas today made the Chicago Bears next year's Super Bowl favorite. That, my friends, was before they found out that defensive coordinator Buddy Ryan was going to the Philadelphia Eagles as their new head coach tomorrow. That's right. The insiders say it's a 100% lock. They're going to do it tomorrow. New Orleans Saints chose the Baltimore Star's Jim Mora to be their new head coach. Now, there may be a good reason why the New England Patriots appear to be in a daze against the Bears on Sunday. Drugs a problem since January, maybe 4 starters involved, but they're voting for voluntary testing.
The league has an understanding coach and an understanding general manager that's willing to help instead of punish. And, you know, that was really what sold us on the program, is the reason we had such a huge majority of players in favor of it.
There is no structure that exists in the National Football League to do anything to prevent this from happening. It doesn't exist.
We've agreed in principle to have some kind of drug testing program and police ourselves.
Gene Upshaw, the Players Association, says, no way, Jose, that's against the collective bargaining agreement. No such thing as voluntary testing for drugs. Former Minnesota Vikings quarterback Fran Tarkenton elected to the Hall of Fame today.
I'm remorseful in some sense because my center of 17 years, Nick Tingelhoff, who played every game, was All-Pro 7 straight years, and he's down in the trenches where the games are won and lost. He didn't even get nominated, and I think that's an oversight.
4 others today who made the Hall were Paul Hornung, Willie Nair, Doak Walker, and Kenny Houston. Definitely no oversight that the Pacers were beaten by the Atlanta Hawks tonight at the Omni, 31 points. A lot of teams marching by the Pacers this year. No reason Atlanta shouldn't. This is as close as the Pacers got. Randy Whitman with the game's first hoop. He had 16 on 8 of 9 shooting.
Former MSU player Kevin Willis looked good for Atlanta, finishing with 20 and 10 rebounds. Clark Kellogg brought the Pacers within 6 at the half, but that was it. They did not have a prayer in the second. Dwayne McClain was about the only bright spot for Indiana, coming off the bench to knock down 15. Herb Williams had a quiet 19, and this wouldn't be complete without a couple of Dominique Wilkins jams. He finished with 22, and Atlanta wins by 31 points. The Marvin Johnson-Leslie Stewart match will be the boxing headliner at MSA February 9th, but for middleweight Ronnie Essett, this is a big one considering this time with Steve Gamble's. It's a 10-rounder. He's gone just 8 before.
It is a question in my mind as far as my stamina. 10 rounds is going to be a difficult experience, I think, to me. And the guy I'm fighting is a very formidable challenger. He's 7-2, and he has a lot of experience. So I'm looking forward to the challenge, and hopefully I'll pass that challenge.
The first World Indoor Track and Field Championships will be hosted by us at the Hoosier Dome in '87. Since the Russians boycotted L.A., our first look at world athletes in a long time.
This will be a great occasion to see once more together all the youngsters of the world. And so Indianapolis will give a great contribution to the cause of peace and friendship between the youth of all the world.
Boys High School basketball, Tipton beat Sheridan by 8. Perry Meridian clobbered Center Grove. College men's IUPUI a winner tonight. Marion with an O easily over Huntington. Women's college Franklin over IUSC. Hanover beating Earlham 54-34. DePaul is number 2 in the nation. They were number 3 last week. DePaul now number 2, Class 3 Division, NC2A. Moving on up. 16-1, not bad. We'll be back with more right after this.
At the 86th Indianapolis Home Show, innovation is the star.
Like the Nova Living Center from Innovative Design Concepts.
With construction so unique, it's patented.
So energy efficient, it's incredible.
And because the Nova is a gas all-star home, you will enjoy maximum dollar savings.
If your star is lucky, you could win big in the Home Show Star Stakes.
A year's supply of Coke.
A sprinkler system from AM Rust Landscape.
Or a Florida trip for 4 on American Transair.
Listen to WENS for details.
Great car. I like it. How much? That's all? I'm buying O'Brien.
Gimmicks, phony prices, misleading advertising?
Not at O'Brien. That's why we're buying O'Brien. And service after the sale?
The best. Tom O'Brien is the only Chrysler dealer in the city to ever win Chrysler's highest service award. Not once, but 19 straight years.
Finally, people who care. I'm buying O'Brien, and so should you.
You can make it on your own. Make your house a home. Make old memories shine like new. Wix has all it takes.
Wix Lumber has all it takes to redo any room in your home beautifully. We'll help you with ideas and plans, plus the materials and know-how to make your new room turn out just right. Guaranteed.
Make special dreams come true. 'Cause Wix has all it takes to build all you need.
Even when you got a miserable cold, you got to answer the alarm. People depend on us. So when our department was asked to try Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine at home, we said, great, we'll give it a try.
See this nose? Dried it right out. Big job.
I was feeling really achy, but Alka-Seltzer Plus kept me going.
You know, that stuffy head, cleared it right up. Good stuff.
That's why every firefighter who tried it switched to Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Fast, effective relief for tough winter colds.
Many Hoosiers tonight are sharing their shock and sorrow for the loss of 7 spacebound travelers on board the Challenger. The grief especially touches those involved in the space program. Tomorrow on News Center 13, we'll look at Indiana's involvement in the shuttle program.
No matter how many times you see that videotape, the tragedy of the shuttle Challenger still seems too terrible to believe. One has to feel for the families who watched the 7 astronauts die in that unescapable fireball. They are part of our national family, too. Uniquely American heroes with uniquely American values, the values of conquering the next frontier and expanding the realm of our knowledge. They knew the risk and accepted the challenge. When they went into space, they carried some of the hopes and dreams of all of us. We've always been proud of our space program. It's one thing that's always worked, and maybe, naively, we thought nothing could ever go wrong. Perhaps that's why this tragedy hurts so deeply. From all of us here at News Center 13, good night.
is Ford in Indiana. Now, everyone has a tax sale. We offer a little more. The Max sale at Sharp Ford. Maximum savings, maximum selection, maximum discounts, and maximum effort in making your purchase a pleasant one. Our large sales volume means that we can sell each Ford for less. We get a low driveway price, and that makes it easier to buy. And right now, our driveway prices will show you it's the time to buy. The Max sale. That's why Sharp is Ford.
Before you go looking for a store and end up going in circles, bank on the Ameritech Indiana Bell Yellow Pages to get the tips that are so on target. When you take a shopping trip, you'll be sitting pretty, right on top of things. So unless you've got money to burn and time to waste, wake up. Before you open the door, open the book, the Ameritech Indiana Bell Yellow Pages. Next to the phone, there's nothing better.
This year, take dead aim against velvet leaf and corn. Last triazine-resistant weeds, too. With new Marksman herbicide, the only herbicide you need for full season control of broadleaves and corn. New Marksman herbicide, so effective it's guaranteed. Marksman herbicide, because you can't afford to miss.
Start your day with Chuck Lofton's AccuWeather tomorrow morning at 6:30.
The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. Johnny's guest hostess this week is Joan Rivers. This is Doc Severinsen along with Tommy Newsom and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Joan and her guests, Tony Danza, Linda Lavin, Louis Anderson, and Dr. Ruth Westheimer. And now, here's Joan Rivers.
First of all, this is a very unusual thing that's happening right now. This is a spot where we always do the monologue, right? But we were all backstage, and we were talking about this morning's tragedy, which has upset all of us so much. And I kept saying, it's just not appropriate to make jokes right here. So instead, NBC has allowed me to take this time to extend my heartfelt condolences for all of us here in the studio and for all of us watching out there to the families of the astronauts and to the family and the children of Krista McCullough. And as President Reagan said this afternoon, we have to move ahead, so we decided not to cancel the show, obviously, and we're going to have a terrific show tonight. We're going to have Tony Danza and Linda Lavin and Louis Anderson and Dr. Ruth Westheimer, and we all were backstage talking, and we said, what should we say, what should we say? And I said, what we would like to say is, we hope that maybe the next hour will be wonderful and funny and bright and terrific, and that will bring a little relief and a little lightness back into our lives, because we've all had a rotten day today, and we all feel sorry. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back with the show. Thank you.
Every day you rush, my lady. Every day you race.
A good night's sleep on Sealy's Best can help you experience your best.
You're pushed, you're pulled, but you do your best, and you do it with such grace.
Because Sealy Posturepedic is uniquely created to give you sheer comfort to ease the day's stress, you'll experience your best after you experience Sealy Posturepedic.
You do your best, and you do it with such grace.
Imagine yourself at Red Lobster. For a limited time, you can create your own crab legs and seafood feast. Imagine tantalizing snow crab legs and sizzling shrimp scampi. Or crab legs and savory stuffed flounder. Or crab legs and one of 11 luscious choices. Seafood lovers, create your own crab legs and seafood feast at Red Lobster now.
You only have 11 hours. This Wednesday only at Fredder Appliance. 11 hours to save on appliances, TVs, and stereos.
Like this 19-inch color portable TV, just $157. A sharp touch-controlled carousel microwave, $187. A Toshiba front-load VHS video recorder, $297.
Only 11 hours. This Wednesday only at Fredder Appliance. Be there before the savings end at 9 p.m.
Only 11 hours to get these low Fredder prices before time runs out.
McDonald's hot food cooking. Hand warmers hot. Big Mac quarter pounder. Chicken McNuggets fries. Hot. And McBLT. Hot. When you get a taste for something good and hot. Hot, 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 hot. So come and get it at Mickey D's. It's so hot. Hand warming hot. You're gonna love it a lot. It's a good time for a great taste.
Do you rehearse them when you work with me?
Oh, no. When I'm gone, Tommy's in charge.
Oh, that's very interesting. That's nice.
No, I'm not allowed to come within a country mile of that orchestra. They don't even talk to me when I'm over here.
Well, shall we bring on our first guest who will talk to you?
Let's do.
All right. Our first guest, he's adorable, he's charming, he's sexy. He is the star of the TV series Who's the Boss? Oh, and I just love Italian men anyhow, but he's a very special Italian. Mr. Tony Danza.
Gentlemen.
Think they like you?
Either that or it's going to cost me a lot of money. I don't know.
I almost didn't have you on.
Why?
Because you're coming into my territory.
Oh.
I don't box. You should not do a stand-up comedy act.
Well,
you just started a stand-up comedy act.
I'll tell you the truth. You want to know the truth? I'd rather fight than do the stand-up comedy act.
Oh, come on. How'd you start? What made you do it?
You know, you're in your... I go to an affair, Joan. I go to an affair or a party or something. I'm at a table with 12 people. And, you know, I tell stories all night. I entertain. So I think I get a big table and have like 1,000 people on it, you know. And I tried it, and it was scary. I really would rather fight.
I heard you're wonderful. They said you did New Year's Eve. You started New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve?
I started on the 28th in Maui. I opened for Tony Bennett.
Oh.
I mean, you know, one week I was practicing with a singing machine in my living room. The next week I was opening for Tony Bennett. It was great.
And they love you?
And it was, you know, it went okay. It had its rough spots. I could see it's very tough. It's very scary. I mean, you know, they don't laugh at a joke. You start sweating over your lip real fast there, you know.
What were some of your jokes that you thought would do?
Well, I did a couple for them back there, but they said I couldn't do any. No.
What do you consider like your funniest joke, and what do you consider your worst joke?
Well, Joan, let's leave me out of this. How about your funniest joke?
My funniest joke is that I'm sitting behind this desk.
Oh.
Every time I say, I'm behind the desk.
Well, I do.
Give me a joke. Do a joke.
Well, I don't do jokes. I sort of... Well, I don't do... There's a couple interspersed in there, but those are the ones they won't let me do. But, what do you want from me? You gotta, you know... But, you know, I tell stories. I tell stories about my son. I tell stories about my father. You know, I do...
How is your son?
My son's
He okay?
Yeah.
He's living with you now, right?
Yes. He's going to be 15 tomorrow.
Isn't that great? So what are you going to give him?
I like to give him a fat lip is what I do. No, he's wonderful. He lives with me now, you know, it's great. I mean, I got a 15-year-old son, Joe.
It's very
nice. You remember what you were thinking about when you were 15? I'm still thinking about that.
Do you think anything's happening yet?
Oh, God, Joan. I hope not. I mean, I double date. Oh, here's
double date?
Listen to this. I mean, and this is going to be the name of my book. When I write a book, it's going to be called I Never Double Dated with My Father. But I double dated with my son the other night. I took him out, me and him and his girlfriend, and I took a girl, and we went to, really, I took my cousin. But things are tough. Things are tough. So I took my cousin with the Spago. Doc, it was great. Here I was sitting across with my son. Here's a table. Here's my son and his date. You know, and they were holding hands under the table.
You hope.
Setup for you. I am a walking setup for this woman, right?
Well, if the killer...
But I got to tell you, you're right, because I was kicking him. I didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Now, at 15, what had you done?
I told you, I'm still... What is
15,
Joan, we went through this once before.
But yeah, but not as a father. You're looking at it now from a different point of view. Where were you sexually at 15? Had you already crossed into Funland?
I'm not the same place I am now. I'm still lost. No, Funland, as you call it. No, I hadn't experienced Funland. I was coming up the walk, but I wasn't there yet.
You figure he's not there. Now, how is he doing in school? Oh, if you're a father, you know.
This is the greatest part of the whole thing. See, my son wasn't doing that good in school. In fact, I had to ground him. He's been grounded for 12 weeks. I'm not kidding, 12 weeks. He hasn't seen the light of day, all right? And you guys are all going, oh, God, he's so strict with his son. You know who got punished? Me. I got him home all the time. It's unbelievable. It's like living with Dick Tracy. It really is. What are you doing, Dad? What are you doing, Dad? Drives me crazy, but it's
why did you ground him?
Because he got all C's. He got all C's his first semester. All right. C's to me meant I wasn't trying hard, and I know I got plenty of them. So I'm trying to get more out of my son. And so now the next semester, after grounding him for 6 weeks, he gets all C's and a D. So much for my strategy, right?
Were you helping him with his homework?
Yeah, I was helping him. Anyway. All right, anyway, and this kills me. Oh. He gets a girlfriend who has very good grades. And needless to say, now his report card comes in and it's like 2 B's and 3, and 4 C's. So he's making an improvement. It's scary that even at that age, you need a woman to excel. Sure.
That you don't have a woman to excel. I saw you at the Golden Globes, and your date was your son.
I know, people were going, oh, isn't that nice? He took his son, and then they were going, can't get a date this guy.
Can you get a date?
Let's go to commercial. We'll talk.
All right. We'll be right back at this commercial message, so please stay tuned. So good to see you.
More seductive than sex. More precious than gold. More addictive than any drug. Power. Nothing else comes close. Rated R. Starts Friday. Check newspapers for theaters.
Hello, Deli.
Now, the deli tastes you love.
Hello, Deli.
Are also in new Oscar Mayer Select Slices.
Oscar Mayer put deli taste where it belongs.
9 all-time deli favorites, including pastrami, Italian-style beef, corned beef, and more. New Oscar Mayer Select Slices for deli taste a whole new way.
Deli taste is here today. Deli taste a whole new way. Deli will never be the same again.
Tell you how to save a bunch of money when you wander Indiana in the wintertime. Such a beautiful Indiana winter's day, I got to invite all you winter wanderers to get out and get down. Come on, wander Indiana. Just call 1-800-2-WANDER and save up to 50% on hotel-motel accommodations with a free winter wanderer coupon. Do it now, because everybody...
It's Magnavox annual sale time again, and that's big news. Magnavox offers high-quality, state-of-the-art products that can stand up to close inspection, with features like our new flat-square picture tube, built-in stereo capability, and more. Also, for a limited time, we're offering factory rebates of up to $200 on selected models. So don't wait. This is not just any sale.
See quality Magnavox products at Greg's Appliance.
Looking. You are virile. You are successful. You are adorable.
All right, Joan, here's the extra 10. That was great.
Why do you have trouble with women? I don't get it.
Me either. I mean, it's not like if I understood this, I could probably solve the problem, Joan.
Are you too rough with them? Are you too laid back with them? Pardon the expression. But are you I mean...
Probably. I don't know, Joan. I
you
mean...
must know. A girl must... Every time you go with a girl, she breaks up with you. Someone's got to tell you.
Oh, wait a minute, Joan. It's not always them breaking up with me. Occasionally, it is I who takes off.
But for the ones that took off from you, what did they say was the matter?
Well, it's a long list, Joan. I can't do it. No, I don't know exactly what the problem is. I just haven't found her.
Yeah.
You know, her.
But till you find her, you should be able to take out her and her. You know,
yeah, well, it would make it a lot easier because, you know, keeping my son up that late is tough, you know.
Do you think you're bad in bed? Do you think that could be it? We can talk. I know you very well now. Maybe that's just it.
No, but I guess...
all show and...
I guess, I don't think so, but we'll probably be getting letters soon, I have a feeling.
Are they usually awake?
Well, some of them you can't tell. Thank you, guys. That's just one for the guys in the crowd here. You know what I mean? I'm about tired of this.
Now, how were you on your first date? Were you cute or were you shy with women in the beginning?
I'm telling you, I'm the same as I was then. I don't know. I've always been, you know, like my brother's the kind of guy, he will walk up to any woman in the world. He doesn't care that they're going to say, that they're going to spit on your shoes. He doesn't care that they'll say no. I'm afraid that they may say no. So I was always a little, you know, now I got a series, it's a little different, but for the most part, you know.
But you know what I love about you? You're so different. Like, you're a real, you have a series and you're a star and you got all the girls. But you're also, like you say, like a good father. Do you go to PTAs? Do you do all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
You go to the PTA?
I don't go to PTA, but right now I'm the chairman of the fundraiser at the high school. In fact, my picture at Father John's are all over the place there, I'm telling you.
Your son goes to Catholic high
He
school?
goes to Notre Dame here in the Catholic high school.
That's wonderful.
Run by Jesuits, you know what I mean? Yeah, you get detention for anything there. If you leave a book home, you get 3 hours detention. If he's late, we'll never see him again. You know what I mean? No, I'm only kidding. Notre Dame's a wonderful school, and he's doing well there, and that's the greatest thing. And they build character there, and that's what we got to do, build character.
Why are you so worried about your son's character? Because you know something about yourself?
Well, because...
And you're so worried. Obviously,
well, I'm not worried. I'm not worried mainly because of myself. But I'm worried about raising a child in this world. I'm worried about that.
But
what
you
about
were
my
raised.
2 children? Of course I'm raised, but my parents did a good job. I want to do a good job. I want to do a better job than they did. You know, my father said to me he said to me, don't ever be so hard on your parents. And I was giving him some garbage about something, you know. He said, don't be so hard on your parents. I said, why not? He says, because you gained. I gained. I said, what did I gain? He says, you'll never do it to your kids. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to give them more than I got, just like my parents tried to give me more than they got.
Now, you have 2 children.
I got 2 kids.
And where does the other one live?
She's in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
With your first wife?
With my only wife.
Right. Well, how old are you?
I'm 34.
We'll talk in 5 years. You'll be saying, I want you to meet Mitzi.
Yeah.
Well, it's your first wife, believe me.
We'll see. We'll see.
You wouldn't get married again?
Of course I want to get married again, but right now she's my only wife.
Yeah. Well, you're not married to her now.
No, I'm not.
No. So she's not...
I'm in trouble now. No.
She's your ex-wife?
Yeah, she's my ex-wife.
And you had the baby with her after you were divorced. I remember that whole story, which I won't go into now, because...
Thank God. Oh, yeah.
Why did you divide the children up?
My son wanted to come live with me, Joan.
That's fabulous.
I mean, he did. I mean, if it wasn't for him making the choice, I couldn't have got him. I wanted him. I put a lot of pressure. You know, I mean, I think that he should be with his father now. He's 15, and...
It's just wonderful.
It's unbelievable. It's changed my whole life.
How? Do you cook at home?
I cook every night.
Are you serious?
I cook 5 nights a week.
You cook meals?
6 nights, yeah. Because my father cooked for me. My father cooked for us. That was the whole thing. You had to be home for dinner. Don't you remember? Be home for dinner. I remember that. If you were late, and then I had to go around the corner. You still have to be home early, because I had to go around the corner and get him a loaf of Italian bread every day before dinner. I used to try and get home before my friends ate the ends off the bread, you know. Oh, God forbid I lost an end. Oh, my Lord. But I mean, that was important to him. He came home earlier than my mother. He was a garbage man. You know, he got off at 4 o'clock. Used to come in a little. And my old man was great. And she didn't come home till later, you know, so he would cook every night. Every night.
Is he a good cook?
Great cook.
And what about you? You a good cook?
I'm a good cook.
See, you're a prize for somebody.
I keep saying that.
You're a prize.
No, you know what it is, Joan? I have become very picky, too. That's the problem.
Oh.
You see, I've become very picky
For
because...
example, what don't you like in a woman?
That's a long list, too.
For example, what turns you off? Hairy knees. What's like, you know?
I don't believe I even opened this up. Am I a moron?
You said you're picky. I want to know.
Well, I wanted to say the reason I'm picky.
A wart with hair coming out of it.
All right, that's on the list. Oh, what the hell? I don't know. I look at feet. You gotta see them.
You look at feet?
Yeah, hi, Mary. How you doing?
You look at a girl's feet first? That's fascinating. What do you look at first in a woman?
Her face. It's a little tough to see her brain from across the room.
You're sitting here, and I'm saying, you were just voted star of the 80s.
Yeah, well...
You should be thrilled with yourself.
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I'll tell you, it's been a great year. Last year, I had my son. The show took off. You know, I even directed a show this year.
Was that exciting?
It was great. I found a way to do the two things I like best in life. Act and tell people what to do. It was great. and I tried to stand up back. I finished out the year. I mean, I really had a banner year, as they say.
What were your New Year's resolutions? You had a banner year. You must have said, gee, I won't do one or two things differently. What?
That's a long list, too, Joe. Well, my resolutions. I made a couple of resolutions. I want to try to practice what I preach a little bit more this year.
Yeah.
I started last year.
Yeah.
That's what my son did. That's really how my son changed my life. For once, I got something. I'm going to put this to music. But for once, I really feel like there's somebody making me try, at least, to practice what I preach. Because, you know, I'm a big talker. My mother's going, you ain't kidding.
But isn't that wonderful? Isn't that nice?
The greatest thing that ever happened to me.
It's so nice to have you on the show. You're such a darling man. Will you come back again? Please.
Oh.
And think of a joke that's clean. Okay. We'll be right back after the commercial message, so please stay tuned.
This is the dawn of Discover. The Discover call. Now you have a brighter day in store.
In this world, there are very few things that cost you nothing to get and pay you back every day. Just the important things. And now the Discover card is one. It costs you nothing to get and pays you back with real dollar dividends on every purchase. And the unique savings plan that not only pays you high money market rates. The higher your savings level, the higher the rate climbs. Very few things work that way. Just the important ones. From a member of Sears Financial Network.
At the 86th Indianapolis Home Show, innovation is the star.
Like the Nova Living Center from Innovative Design Concepts.
With construction so unique, it's patented.
So energy efficient, it's incredible.
And because the Nova is a gas all-star home, you'll enjoy maximum dollar savings.
If your star is lucky, you could win big in the Home Show Star Stakes.
A year's supply of Coke.
A sprinkler system from AM Rust Landscape.
Or a Florida trip for 4 on American Transair.
Listen to WENS for details.
Tired of being alone? Tired of waiting for someone special? There is a better way. Matchmaker International is the personal dating service, arranging introductions between sincere, compatible adults. With offices nationwide, your someone special may already be at Matchmaker International, just waiting to meet you. Why wait? With Matchmaker International, there is a better way.
Indianapolis 253-0430, Greenwood 888-7333, Lafayette 497-DATE.
Wednesday on Highway to Heaven.
I'm in her body and she's in mine.
You'll scream when Mark tries life as a woman. Then it's Black Magic Hollywood whodunit.
I love this movie.
When the producer winds up on the cutting room floor. And on St. Elsewhere.
I've got AIDS. This young man just found out he's going to die. Maybe I deserve this. Thank God it's not me.
Wednesday.
To be the leader of the pack in a Pontiac. A Pontiac from the Pontiac pack.
The Pack is back with a low 7.9% finance rate you've been waiting for. Right now, get 7.9% financing on Fiero or Sunbird, 7.9% financing on Grand Prix or Bonneville, 7.9% financing on any Pontiac 6000 with standard 2.5-liter engine. Just take delivery from dealer stock by February 22nd. That's your Central Indiana Pontiac dealer.
For centuries, women have worshipped aloe for its soothing properties. Jergens has combined aloe with lanolin in a lotion that helps heal dry, chapped skin. It's more than aloe. It's Jergens Aloe and Lanolin Lotion. Beautiful women have always recognized aloe's benefits to the skin. That's why Jergens combined aloe with lanolin in a soap that keeps your skin feeling soft and smooth. Jergens Aloe and Lanolin Soap.
Introducing Folgers Red Brick Bag. It's the freshest idea in coffee.
We got a fresh idea, it's gonna hit you like a brick. We take fresh coffee and do a little trick. Take out all the air, make a solid brick flavor. Open up to freshness, you're gonna savor. Mountain grown Folgers in a red brick bag. It's gonna hit you like a brick.
Mountain Grown Folgers in a red brick bag. It's the freshest idea in coffee.
Bob Gregory AccuWeather, weeknights exclusively on WTHR.
We are back. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Woo! Talking with Tony Danza. My next guest is a very talented and very funny not young lady, just lady, I guess, because we're old friends. Oh, now she's going to get angry. All right, a very talented and very funny young lady. She happens to be an old friend of mine, so let her explain that to you. We started out together in Greenwich Village. We are appearing, which I cannot wait, this Monday night. We are doing a benefit together at Carnegie Hall in New York. Isn't that nice after 15 years? Oh, she's so talented, Miss Linda Lavin.
Haircut simply terrible, necktie the worst, bearing just unbearable. What to tackle first? Still